Welcome back to the Drunken Library, and today we're going to be doing our April wrap-up, and we're also going to pick something from the TBR jar, because we sort of didn't do that for April, and didn't read our March book yet.
It's fine, and you know, we're going to get to it, because we'll get to it.
Yeah, we just this month made, like, all these decisions about what we're going to do with the channel, and we both just kind of wanted to branch out a little, I think, and be free. So, but this is the stuff that we each read this month. You want to start with a thing that is the same as the thing I read?
Okay, so we both finished The Glass Lake by Maeve Binchy.
Ooh. Two very different copies, because this is the UK one, hers is the US one.
Yeah.
It's also one of those books that Amber bought two of accidentally.
And had them next to each other on the shelf and didn't realize it until Sam pointed it out.
Right. So we both read that. It was one of the books we were originally planning on making a video for in March, because Maeve Binchy's an Irish author.
A delightful Irish author.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Neither of us was done with it in March.
No.
And we also just we didn't do most of those videos, so...
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's cool. At some point... I don't know where that was going.
We'll get there.
Do we want to do a review of that at some point?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was a good book. It could be interesting, but I also feel like it's not widely read here, so...
True.
We'll see. See what happens. This is really hot.
Careful. It's hot.
Thank you for telling me the thing I just pointed out.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm here to help.
Alright, and then I read The Rest of Dubliners by James Joyce. Camera's really far away, so you can't really see it from the camera, yeah. So this is a collection of short stories. We did a video reviewing one of the stories in here. We can link it
down below.
But, and I hadn't read the rest of the collection, so I decided to do that this month. And I felt about it. It was neutral. Some of the stories stuck with me way more than others, but
fair.
I'm glad I read it, so.
I remember loving the collection, and I know that there were certain stories that I loved more than others when I did read it, but it was like 5 years ago or something like that. But I don't remember how I felt about the whole collection, but I do think that I liked certain stories more than others.
Yeah, and that's just generally true with short stories, but, like, it just, like, I'm glad I read it. I don't know how much of it is especially going to stick out in my memory, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so I read this book called Taming the Viking's Dragon by Chantal Madison.
So sexy.
As you can see by the really shiny sticker on the thing, it's signed by the autograph.
That's what she meant right there.
It's autographed by the author. We actually went to an event recently, and we sat it was an author event. We sat at a table with this author, and I wanted to read something by her before the event. So I read this one, and it was interesting.
I didn't read that one. We got some stuff by her at the event also. So
we'll probably be reading those soon.
Yeah. Alright, next thing I read, well, actually, technically the last thing I read, but there's more. I just don't do them in order. But this, I actually technically finished yesterday, which was the first, but I'm counting it because I read the bulk of it in April, and because I finished it before we're filming this, so I say count it.
I say it counts too.
Also, it was the first, so like, but it is To Ride Pegasus by Anne McCaffrey, which is, if you look at this sweet-ass 80s cover art, like, yeah. This is actually part of, I think a 7 or 8 book series, which is actually like 2 sub-series by Anne McCaffrey, and it's about people with like paranormal, psychological talents, telekinesis, and stuff like that, and their role in society, and it's kind of interesting. This one is a prequel to the rest of the series, and it's actually 4 novellas, and I just started the next one, which is like a full novel, so.
Right on. So this other one that I read, I've been working through slowly for a couple months, but I think I read about half of it in April, and then I finished it, and it was amazing and delightful, and it's Anything Goes by John Barrowman, and it's actually his first autobiography, and I love him. I learned of him through Doctor Who, and and Torchwood. I'm a bit of a fan of those shows.
A little bit.
Little bit. And, but actually reading his biography, he's just an awesome person, and I adore him. And I have his other autobiography that I'm also going to read at some point in life. And, yeah, so that's cool.
Cool with it. Yeah. And then, the last thing that I read independently was actually, the entire series that is, Spider-Gwen, so it's a comic series, and, it was one issue that was part of a different series, and then she got a spin-off of her own, but it's Spider-Man in an alternate reality where Gwen Stacy gets bitten by the radioactive spider, and she becomes the hero that they need.
Right on. And then the last book for both of us, which we have a video for, we can link that down below, is The Lorax.
He speaks for the trees.
By Dr. Seuss. And if you didn't already know that, then what are you doing with your life? But, yeah.
That's cute. We had opinions about the Onceler.
Yeah.
And stuff. And we had a friend who fell asleep on me in the video. So, it's a fun one to watch.
Yeah, it's a good one. So yeah,
that's,
those are the books we read.
April for us. And, it's Amber's turn to draw from the jar, which we're a little behind on, but we'll get to them eventually. The TBR jar.
See, okay.
Hopefully you're better at this than me.
I'm a little nervous.
You should be.
Oh, fuck.
It's gonna happen eventually.
That's fine.
We have Jane Eyre.
I have Jane Eyre.
By Charlotte Bronte.
Yay.
Damn those Brontes. So, that's going to be a thing that happens eventually. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get through that one.
I'm not a fan, guys. I'm not a fan of this. I regret everything.
Amber's not a fan of the Brontes in general.
I actually finished this one at some point in life, and,
See, I love Emily Bronte. I do. Wuthering Heights is my favorite classic. This one I got, like, most of the way through, and I was just like, I don't know about this. So we're gonna see what happens.
We're gonna see.
But we drew it from the jar, so there it is.
It'll happen at least sometime this year.
Yeah. No guarantees for when. So, alright, that's
it.
This video.
So,
and that on that note, have a great day, guys.
Bye.